Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new series on the channel. Today what I have for you is episode 1 of my Football Manager 23 save with Bradford City. I've been wanting to do one of these for a long time. Obviously I have already previously done a Football Manager save with Tottenham Hotspur throughout the beta and a little bit into the full game release. I have also just recently finished as well my FIFA 23 Bradford City career mode, so if you've not already checked that out and you are interested, feel free, there is a playlist on the channel. Today what I have for you though is episode 1. If you do go on to enjoy, let's set a big like target on today's video. 40 likes would be massively appreciated. Don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are now on the road to 500 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Let's waste no further time and get straight on with today's episode. As you can see here then, Bradford City hired Drake. Bradford City have today confirmed the appointment of Sam Drake as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced 18-year-old, and he's sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at the University of Bradford Stadium. Drake has put pen to paper on a one-year deal worth £1,200 per week. Drake will be managing one of his favourite clubs, and the significance of this appointment will certainly not be lost on either him or his team's supporters. He replaces previous manager Mark Hughes. Now, doing a Bradford City Football Manager save was something that I wanted to do last Football Manager, but I never really got around to it. Ryan Sparks has greeted me here, the managing director. He says, "Welcome to Bradford City. It's great to have you here. As part of your induction, you'll shortly be given our welcome pack. And then we'll go through the club's vision and objectives, as I'm sure is also the case with you. We can't wait to get started. Our reputation is 2-star. Media prediction is top of the table. Director of football is currently vacant. Glyn Hodges is still my assistant manager as well. Obviously founded in 1903. Nice wage budget and some transfer budget as well. Adequate training facilities, adequate youth facilities, and fairly basic youth recruitment as well. So that is something that I will be looking to improve. Couple trophies in there as well, most notably the 1911 FA Cup win. I want to say that it was. Let's move further on then. We're recommended to play a 4-2-3-1 formation. I'll have a look at different options and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, we've got quite a lot of players in on loan and out on loan at this moment in time, but I'll pick the team a little bit later in today's video. In today's video, you're probably not going to see much gameplay, but they want us to work within the wage budget, grow the club's reputation, maximum one-year contracts for players over the age of 33. I certainly don't disagree with that. They want us to reach the knockout stages of the Papa John's Trophy. I think we'll be able to do that. Reach the playoffs is the minimum from Ryan Sparks. I think that's probably what our minimum was at the start of the season as well, and just be competitive in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup as well. Although our long-term plan, our 5-year plan, is just to be challenging for the playoffs. If we're still challenging for the League 2 playoffs in 5 years' time, I'm going to be concerned about something that has clearly gone wrong there. Supporters want automatic promotion to Sky Bet League 1 and to strive to make progress on and off the pitch. They want us to be competitive against Leeds if we happen to play against them, and Huddersfield, and even Rotherham as well. Don't really know why Rotherham are too high up on that list. I think this is the only time probably we'll meet the media, to be honest with you. I don't really have too much interest in meeting the media. In terms of current injuries, we've got 3 players who are currently out injured. Abu Issa's got a torn hamstring. He's going to be out for another 4 months. Osadibe is not going to feature at all for this first season. He's out for a year with his double leg break. Liam Radalj is also going to be out for another month as well with a torn groin muscle, which isn't ideal at all. Harry Chapman also has a reoccurring torn hamstring and pulled hamstring issue, and Colin Doyle has some torn ankle ligaments as well. Squad selection rules, we know all about that. We are well within our realms, hopefully, to be fitting that. In terms of tactics, we'll create the tactic, but we're not going to put players into that at this moment in time. We want to create my own style. I'm going to go with a similar style to what I know that's works, but I also do want to have a backup option. I'm going to start with the 4-2-3-1, but then I'm also going to have a system for like a 3-5-2, maybe something like that. We want to be playing positive football. We do want to be playing on the front foot. We want to be fairly wide, passing into space, playing out from the fence, passing very short, tempo very high. Pretty similar to how Mark Hughes has got us playing in real life at this moment in time. Want them to be more expressive as well, run at the defence. We don't really want to play for set pieces. We're certainly not the tallest of teams. In terms of transition, we want to counter press, counter when we win the ball back, distribute the ball quickly, distribute to centre halves though. And in terms of out of possession, we want quite a high line, to be honest with you, not too high. We'll just go with the standard defensive line and quite a high line of press. We want to trigger the press as often as possible as well, prevent the short distribution, and apart from that, not really too bothered about that. We'll have a look, like I say, at the team in a little bit more detail once we have played this intra-squad friendly, which I presume is going to be tomorrow potentially. Obviously, Glyn Hodges will be taking part, managing the training and all that sort of stuff. And in terms of the weekly staff meetings, I'm not really too interested in these, to be honest with you, so I'm just going to move on from that. In terms of our team leaders, Richie Smallwood is the only team leader in the club. We do have quite a lot of highly influential players though. Andy Cook, Luke Hendry, Jan Songo, Alex Gilead, Jamie Walker, Romany Critchlow and Colin Doyle all come into that category. Lots of influential players in there as well. We do also have 13 other players. I am going to introduce myself to the squad though. I personally like to introduce myself and answer any questions that you may have. I think it's clear that you'll have to prove yourself to quite a few of us before, but we're prepared to wait and see. So we've got a lot of the young players on side. Actually, the only players we've got on side are the young players. It's not ideal. We don't want to make any promises. Songo was expecting more from me in terms of promises, but it's time for a break right now. I think we're good enough to secure promotion. They're all happy with that, which is what I like to see. Code of conduct as well. That was just something I pretty much asked Glyn Hodges to pick, to be honest with you. I think overall, that's gone fairly well. I mean, they think I'm a nobody, but apart from that, we're doing all right. This game's been played at the Horsfall Stadium as well, which I think is interesting. Let's get into it, though. I'm going to mix the teams up as much as possible. Actually, before that, we've got to meet the media, so I will quickly attend this press conference. Only two people here. Stephen Davies. I'm not quite sure that's Jamie Rayner, but let's start this press conference then. Welcome, first of all, Sam. How do you feel sat here as the new Bradford City manager? I'm honoured and excited. It feels so good to be here. You stand here today unveiled as the new Bradford City manager. As a big fan of the club, surely this must be a dream come true. I cannot stop smiling. This is a wonderful feeling. You've taken the step into football management despite being just 18 years of age. Critics have suggested that you will struggle to command respect in a dressing room that contains players older than what you are. What do you say to that? Obviously, we have seen this in real life recently with the appointment of Michael Collins. Age is just a number and I have confidence in my ability to succeed. What made you take this job? I mean, it provides good content, you know what I mean? I'm a Bradford City fan. We'll say this is the right opportunity for me personally, and it comes at the perfect time in my career. I believe I can develop considerably at Bradford City. You haul from relatively close by. Does that help at all by getting the fans on side with your appointment? Surely. I'm a Bradford City fan. Surely that means that I definitely want the best for the club. Let's get into this first match then. The first pre-season game. It'll be an intra-squad friendly. I've tried to make the teams as balanced as possible, but I would say that the first team is probably the better of the two. The first team is a team of Lewis, Halliday, Songo, Critchlow, Folds, Gilead, East, Pereira, Walker, Wright and Harrott. Whereas the second team is Doyle, Rowe, Platt, Odesina, Hendry, Smallwood, Sutton, Banks, Chapman, Young and Andy Cook. Certainly, I've tried to balance them as much as possible, but I think it was clearly a little bit of an advantage for the first team. Hopefully, though, it's a good game. Hopefully, we see lots of goals, lots of impressive performances, and all that sort of stuff. Let's get into kickoff. After this match, I don't think I'm going to show any more pre-season friendlies. I think in the next episode, we'll probably have any signings that we've made, any departures that have happened, and we will also have our first two competitive matches. If we approach kickoff now, we want to tell these two to do that. I'm not really going to give too many instructions to either team. I don't want to be constantly encouraging them and praising them, etc. So we'll just kind of leave it for as long as possible and we'll get straight into the game. In terms of what we actually want to see, I want to put it on key highlights, increased a little bit, and yeah, we are now underway with Songo playing it into Critchlow. I'll pick my team after this game as well. If there are some players who are similar in terms of star ability, I might pick them based on who I prefer in real life as well. If I do sell your favourite player or if I don't play them, it'll probably be down to star rating more than anything, because as much as Andy Cook is absolutely unreal in real life at this moment in time, on Football Manager, I think he's probably either third or fourth choice striker. So I'm going to try my best to make it as realistic as what I would do, but at the same time, there is a lot of players on here who are heavily underrated by Football Manager. As Matty Platt picks up the ball here, he goes square into Odesina. Smallwood picks up the ball now, probably going to be my captain for this season. Odesina looking for a ball long into Andy Cook. Songo is there first, and Critchlow now finds Brad Halliday. He goes long looking for Cian Harrott. That's something I do need to consider. Cian Harrott as a lone striker, is that something that's really going to work? As Chapman's in behind here, gets a shot off. Good save though from Harry Lewis. 8 minutes on the clock, still 0-0, but the second team certainly starting the brighter of the two sides. Free kick here, which Dion Pereira will put into the box. It's a deep ball towards the back post. Odesina beats Critchlow to it, and now Chapman has a chance for a counter-attack. He goes out wide looking for Andy Cook. He holds the ball up. He finds Scott Banks in here to Levi Sutton. Smallwood now looking for that return pass, but Folds is able to cut that out ahead of Harvey Rowe. Lewis sends a ball long. long, looking for Kean Harrett. Odesina, he's underneath that one, only as far as Kean Harrett though. Cuts inside, sprays the ball out wide, looking for Tyreek Wright. Certainly got the pace to get there, and he gets on the end of it. Ball into the box, looking for Harrett. Hendry heads down, and now Smallwood will clear for the second team. Andy Cook holds it up. He goes into Jake Young, running down our left-hand side. He cuts back and finds Levi Sutton. What can he do with the ball? He finds Richie Smallwood. Into Andy Cook now. Gets away from Songo, and he finds Harvey Rowe driving forward, shoots from distance. Oh my god, what a goal from Harvey Rowe. I believe he's the only academy player to be starting in this game for either side, and he's come up with a moment of magic in this one. It's an absolutely unbelievable strike from Harvey Rowe. With all the right backs that we've got at the club, I didn't think he'd be the one to pull out something like that. What an absolutely unbelievable finish that is. Maybe he's someone who I've got to consider for the remainder of this campaign. If he's going to score goals like that this season, I certainly don't have a problem with that, as Pereira once again puts a poor ball into the box. It's eventually found Ryan East. Jan Songo now on the ball. I believe he's the captain here of the first team, with Smallwood obviously on the second team, as Hendry clears and finds Levi Sutton. Jake Young now picks it up, and he goes back into Luke Hendry, sends a ball long, looking for Andy Cook. Songo gets underneath that well though. Songo on the ball, he goes square into Romney Critchlow. Ryan East picks it up now, very tidy player. Gilead goes out wide into Dion Pereira. Great ball through into Jamie Walker, got the pace on Odesina. Walker with the shot, well held though by Colin Doyle. There we have it then, that is half-time, 1-0 to the second team as of right now. In terms of the first team, they have been terrible so far. In terms of the second team, I've been delighted with what I've seen from them. I actually thought the first team had the better of the two teams, to be honest with you, so this result at half-time does surprise me. Not just the result, look at the statistics. The second team have been absolutely all over them. Certainly it has surprised me. We'll probably make our substitutions in about the 70th minute mark, something like that, just to get some of the younger lads onto the pitch. People like Lee Angle, not even involved in the squad today. He was actually going to start as one of the attacking midfielders, but he actually can't play attacking midfield according to Football Manager, which I think is a little bit poor, to be honest with you. Let's get some of these youngsters then on. Finlay Gledhill's going to come on for Jan Songo. Freddie Jeffries, I think he was actually linked with, was it Fulham and Crystal Palace in real life? He's going to come on in central midfield. We've also got Jeffers, who's going to come on this right-hand side. We got Tinsdale, who's going to come on for Brad Halliday. We got Isaac Robinson, who's going to come on for Tyreek Wright. We have got Verdane Oliver, who's obviously going to come on for Kean Harrett. Casey Breaks, he's going to come on for Romney Critchlow. We're also going to get Wadsworth on here for Alex Gilead. They're the changes for the first team. How do I make the change for the second team? There we go, click down here. In terms of the second team, we do want to be getting all these players on. So O'Shaughnessy is going to come on for Colin Doyle. Wadsworth is going to come on here for Platt. Angle is going to come on the left-hand side, I think, for Jake Young, and we'll actually play him more as an inside forward. We're also going to get Dylan Yumby on for Harry Chapman. We'll get Sam Bentley on for Timmy Odesina. Bobby Poynton is going to come on for Scott Banks. He's doing very, very well in real life at this moment in time. We'll bring him on as an inverted winger. We also want to get Goal Roberts on for Andy Cook as well. I've seen him actually score a couple goals in real life in that. I think it was one of the pre-season friendlies against Eccleshill, something like that. We are not really seeing many highlights in the second half, as Smallwood does have a set piece here. Ball comes into the box, cleared away by Verdane Oliver, and it's now with Levi Sutton. Ball coming back in, and it is eventually cleared by Tinsdale. It's now with Luke Hendry. He goes into Smallwood. Wadsworth now on the ball. He goes into Harvey Rowe. Bentley, a bit of space for him here. Picks out a pass, but it's a bit of a poor one, and Lewis is able to claim on this occasion. Rolls it short, and will look to play out from the back. Tinsdale looking long. Nobody up there, though. Verdane Oliver nowhere to be seen on this occasion. Sutton now looking over the top for Cole Roberts. We know that man loves a goal. Angle finds Dylan Yumby. Is he going to lay off a shot? He finds Richie Smallwood. Bit of space for Small to drive into. He shoots from distance. You cannot give Richie Smallwood that sort of space on the edge of the area. Hammers one into the top corner, and they are the sort of leadership qualities you want to be seeing from your captain. Yumby with the layoff. Smallwood just allowed to drive into space. Really, really poor from the first team there, and Smallwood sticks that one into the top corner. 15 minutes or so left on the clock. I think the second team are going to be coming away with the win in this one. Jeffers on the ball here, a little bit of space. Tinsdale now looks long for Verdane Oliver. He's going to win that every day of the week against the academy players. Jamie Walker in one-on-one. He's put that wide. Wow. Walker in my Bradford City career mode was really, really poor for me. And on Football Manager, he's not looking much better as of right now. Smallwood is going to man-mark Jamie Walker, but the full-time whistle is about to go. There is the full-time whistle. It finishes 2-0 to the second team. Certainly didn't expect that at the start of today's game. Jan Songo, the only player to get above a 7 in that one. Really, really poor performance there from the second team. Two great finishes, though, from Richie Smallwood and from Harvey Rowe. I'm proud of the second team's performance, though. Now let's go pick my actual team, what's probably going to be my starting 11 week in, week out, and the substitutes as well. Here is how I think we are going to line up then. Obviously, things could change between now and the start of the season, but in this 4-2-3-1 formation, I'm going to go Harry Lewis in goal. A back four of Brad Halliday, Matty Platt, Romney Critchlow and Matty Folds. Two midfielders of Smallwood and Ryan East. Scott Banks on the right, Harry Chapman on the left, and Jamie Walker in behind Lee Angle, who's actually our best striker in terms of star rating, according to Glyn Hodges, which is an interesting one. Andy Cook down here at about 5th choice striker, something like that. Jake Young, Verden Oliver, Kean Harrett, none of them really too impressive. The bench consists of Doyle, Sutton, Odesina, Songo, Pereira, Wright and Kean Harrett. So you got some big hitters here, not even involved in the matchday squads, like Oliver, like Andy Cook. Jake Young probably going to go out on loan, to be honest with you. Gilead's not highly rated on Football Manager. Liam Rideout doesn't even make the squad as well. So I'd certainly would expect some movement between now and the end of the transfer window. But that is it then for today's episode. A little introduction to it, and hopefully you are all going to stick around and enjoy. If you have enjoyed watching though, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 40 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 500 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day and I shall see you all very soon for another one. Peace.